I love that you're here to chat about this. And you know what, the Mother's Day show is always, to me, it's one of my favorite shows to tape. You're always a part of it because we always sort of need that analysis to talk a little bit about relationships. And we've got a picture of you and your mom, Margaret. You're just a baby here.
With no hair. I was bald for a long time.
Yeah, it happens. It happens with us girls. And she is here in the audience with us right now and is totally excited to be here celebrating her daughter, watching you do your thing.
I love my mom. She knows that. You know, there's something so powerful about the mother-daughter relationship.
It is.
It's
very
so powerful. So I love doing this show, and this was so much fun to actually prep for the show.
Very cool that Karyn actually came up with a quiz.
Yes.
So it's just, you know, some questions to think about. And, you know, I got the quiz. I thought, oh, yeah, I'll just do this in the cab on the way home. I was like, whoa, 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 I need to think about this stuff. We're putting these questions on the website. And what I liked about it is as soon as I was done doing the questions, I called my mom. Because I thought, I'm writing this stuff down, but I haven't necessarily really told you all of these things. And that happens a lot. If we're not forced to sort of sit there and have the conversation, a lot of things go left unsaid.
Yes.
So let's talk about a quiz that I think we should all try and do with our moms.
We should all do it. Everybody
if your moms
in the
are
audience,
still alive, if they're still healthy, if you still have a relationship with them, try doing this.
And even if your mom has passed, I actually encourage parents because there are so many things we can all learn from our moms. And to journal it and to write it out. So if your mom is still alive, do the 8 questions and then actually send it to her and give her the call. And if not, I would still actually to write it out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good point. Okay, let's go. Let's go through the quiz.
All right. So question number 1: what is the most meaningful experience you can remember having with your mom, Tracy?
Okay, so I didn't answer this one first. I had to think about it and go back, and I thought my mom and we grieve the same way. So we went through a really tough loss, and I say we because it was my mom's best friend and it was my godmother.
Oh, wow.
So she passed last year, and I feel like my mom and we cry, we want to remember, we want to talk it out.
Yeah.
We don't hold it in, and for a lot of things I do hold it in, but not for that. So I feel like we connected. I feel like I've never seen my mother so vulnerable. And I was able to be there for her.
It's like a friend. It's like an adult friendship.
It was like an adult friendship, and we leaned on each other, and I appreciated her more, and I felt so bad for her losing her best friend. I felt bad for me losing somebody who was like a surrogate mom to me. So that was very meaningful for both of us.
For me, my most meaningful was actually when I came home when I was having the twins, and I'm very independent, and I remember my doctor saying, Karyn, you got to let go of that independence thing. When you're having twins, you need to pull in the support. And so when I had the twins, I actually moved into the family cottage for 2 months. It was awesome. It was so good. My mom's cooking every single day, but it was great because we bonded. It was very meaningful because now I'm very vulnerable. I've now got these 2 babies, and to have my mom at the cottage with me full time, helping me in the middle of the night in terms of the feedings and everything, very powerful. So
you got to be mothered.
I got to be mothered, and then I could watch her be a grandmother, and that bonded. That was so powerful, especially at that very, very early stage.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
I love that. Okay, question number 2.
Okay, what is the #1 gift, tangible, bought or made, you received from your mom?
Okay, this one's easy. Positivity.
Oh.
And I'd had this conversation with my mom already. My parents are happy.
Oh, that's
Do you know how strong a statement that is? I'm not saying that they're happy together. They are happy together. They like each other. But they're happy people.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So positivity is not necessarily I'm Pollyanna, everything I'm looking at with rose-colored glasses. Oh, no, you'll hear me complain. I got issues, I got problems, I will let them out and I will tell you about them. But at the end of the day, I will never let those problems or those issues bring me to the point where I start seeing the world differently. So my mom gave me my perspective on life, and I'm really happy that no matter what happens, I can always bounce back to that place of positivity, and I know that I get it from her.
That's beautiful.
That's the best gift.
So mine's not nearly as profound. It's Cabbage Patch.
Tangible or intangible?
Cabbage Patch is the favorite. The question is, what's the most favorite gift? Cabbage Patch. Beatrice Eloisa. I got it when I was in grade 4, and it was a big deal. Nobody could get the Cabbage Patch, right? No. And all of a sudden it was Christmas, and it was like this big thing. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. I open it up. It's a pink blanket, and I remember going, thanks, Mom. And I'm like trying so hard not to like hold back the tears, and she's like, well, why don't you open it up and see if it's big enough for your bed? And I opened it up, and ta-da! There she was! Beatrice! Oh Oh my goodness, favorite gift. So
that was a big deal, though.
It was a big deal.
I got a Cabbage Patch from my aunt at the same time, and it was a big deal for the entire family. Like Tracy got a Cabbage Patch.
I know, it was a very big deal. So that's my favorite gift.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Okay, number 3. What is the number 1 life lesson you learned from your mom? Number 1 life lesson.
So a lot of people know this already. I went through postpartum depression after my first. And my mom had always been really good, even before that time in my life, about saying to me, you know, you might break an ankle, you might break an arm.
Yeah.
These things will likely heal very quickly. Don't get to the point where your mental health snaps. She's like, it's much harder to come back from that. And I thought that was a very wise statement.
Very
and I feel like
wise.
she knows me very well.
Yes.
She's like, slow down.
Yes.
And she's always telling me, honey, slow down. And it's not because she doesn't want me to shine brightly. It's because she knows I'll go. I'll
and
go.
You have limits.
And I'll go.
Yes.
And I'll push it to the point where I can't anymore. And now I've snapped. And it's really difficult to get back.
Yeah.
So that's my best advice from her. Slow down and watch your mental health. Be on top of it.
Mine would be number 1 life lesson. There's so many, but I would say faith. My mom was a pastor's wife, and I'm telling you, faith was like the bedrock of our family. And it wasn't a peripheral thing; it was the foundation. And that's where, in terms of the whole values, like if you teach your kids around what their values are, and you live your life according to those values, it's like it's really quite not easy. It's easier to make decisions.
Right.
Right? Because everything's kind of lined up. You have that. You have your parameters. It's like, okay, here's how I'm going to kind of navigate that. So that is like a bedrock in terms of a life lesson.
Man, I could do this forever. I'm just going to say the next questions to you. We're not going to answer them.
Okay.
What's the number 1 thing you wish your mom taught you, which I love? What's the number 1 quality you most admire about your mom? What's the number 1 sacrifice your mom made for you that you most appreciate? What is one of the things your mom accomplished that you are most proud of? And what is one of your mom's most admirable parenting qualities that you are hoping to emulate? Think about your answers. Go write them down. Go to cityline.ca. We've got all the questions here. Fill this out with your mom or without her, but get through it. It's such a good exercise.